Vechain, a layer one smart contract platform that did very well in both the 2017 and 2021 bull markets. Still very popular with a loyal following, but currently 93% down from all-time highs. So if you've been following our series, you'll know how these videos work by now. We'll be looking at the chart and talking about price targets, both to the upside and to the downside in both the USDT and the BTC pairings. I will also go through when I would like to have my bags packed if I were an investor in this project, some bullish and bearish signals to watch out for, and TP areas for both the USDT and BTC pairs to take profits along the way, which is very important. And also, if you don't understand the relationship between alt BTC, ETH BTC, and Bitcoin dominance, then I cover that in some of the previous videos in the series, and I'll link one of those videos at the end if you want to go and watch that. Also, thanks to all those who liked and subscribed after watching the last video in which I covered Near Protocol. Very much appreciated. So please do continue to like and subscribe if you do enjoy our content. Helps the channel grow, and yeah, really appreciate it. So thank you very much. With that out of the way then, let's get straight into the chart. So as you can see, 93% down from all-time highs on Vechain USDT. Now, Vechain's a bit of a funny one in terms of the historical charts. It used to be Vechain, if you remember back in the day in 2016-17 when it first launched. In 2018, it launched its own blockchain and became VET. So the historical data is a little bit missing, but doesn't matter. We're mainly going to be focusing on what happened in the last cycle. So as I say, Vechain USDT, let's zoom in. And once again, we've got a nice clean range to work from, as we have in some of the previous pairs that we've covered. On the monthly time frame, so the monthly range high coming in at 2.8 cents, monthly range low coming in at 1.5 cents, which makes a mid-range at about 2.2 cents. As you can see, we held those monthly range lows after being tested in August and September. So that is a pretty bullish sign for me. In terms of when I would like to have my bags packed, definitely before we breach this monthly range high of 2.8 cents. I think once it breaks out of there, it's going to be quite a fast move, and you don't want to be scrambling and packing your bags and adding risk up here. You want to be doing all your buying down here in this lower quarter of this range. I mean, even now it's still a fantastic buying area. We're not that far off the top, in fact, off the bottom rather. Where are we off the monthly range? We're only 20% up, so really not that bad. A lot of people are getting a little bit panicky over the past week or so with prices that have pumped. Obviously, some things have moved more than others, but we're still in very, very good territory, buying territory. Still much closer to the bottom than we are the top. So as I've been explaining in the past couple of weeks, before we had the big rally, I was saying, start looking at packing those bags because, much closer to the bottom than the top. And yeah, you don't want to be caught out because crypto can move pretty quick. So if we break this down, then obviously bullish signs would clearly be a break of this monthly range high. We've already had quite a bullish sign in terms of holding this monthly range low. Would have quite liked to have seen a deviation to catch a few people out, but this is more than enough. Could we come back and retest this monthly range low? Absolutely. So just be cautious of that. Of course, a break of this monthly range low could be quite bearish, but as you can see, we're 20% up from it, doing quite nicely. A bearish scenario could potentially be if we break out the monthly range high and then deviate back inside. So that's something to watch out for, and also another reason why you want to be taking profits along the way. So yeah, they're the sort of bullish and bearish scenarios. At the moment, as I say, we are still in this lower area of the monthly range. So yeah, I would be looking at buying. So if we go to the weekly, and we can start looking at some TP areas. So just before we do that, I'm going to show you what a return to all-time highs would be, as I've done in all the other videos, just to show you how far we are from the top and how close we potentially are to the bottom. So even if you were going to start buying here, a return to all-time highs is about almost 1,400%, 1,370%. That's a crazy risk-reward return. So as I say, don't be afraid to start packing those bags. Better to pack them too early than too late. So then let's take a look at some potential TP areas. Now, quick caveat to this, obviously these are just for illustration purposes only, mainly for beginners who maybe aren't sure on how to find TP areas. I just use what's on the chart. Of course, it's completely up to you when and if you want to take profit. But it is very advisable to take profits along the way. You don't go broke taking profits. And if you have a plan of taking profits, it removes that emotional attachment you have and that confusion you have, because it can get very euphoric in a bull market. And as we've seen, price moved obviously very quickly in this 2021 bull market. There was pretty much no pulling back. It won't go that smoothly this time, I don't think. I'm pretty sure the reason it went so fast is because there was obviously nothing on the left-hand side in terms of levels of resistance. Now we do. This move down was obviously a lot more complex, and I think the move up will be complex as well. So I think there'll be lots of areas of pulling back. So that's where taking profits can come in handy. Use it for three things: either reinvest, buy back on the pullbacks, diversify into another project, or just simply cash it out into profit and move it into your bank and have it as real money. So profits, it's not a dirty word. So without further ado, let's take a look at the first TP area that I've marked out. And for me, it would be around just over 4 cents, so about 4.5 cents. As you can see, or as I said earlier, once we break out this monthly range high at sort of 2.8 cents, I think it will be a very fast move. Maybe we'll have a little bit of trouble here, about 3.3 potentially with these wicks, but we'll get past that and it's going to be a quick ride up to sort of 4.5 cents. So that would be where I'd take a little bit of profits. Again, we might get up here, pull back into this level of 3.3, so that would be a nice area to reinvest if you wanted to. No guarantee, of course, but taking a little bit of profit there wouldn't be a bad idea. And what I normally do is I show you what the return to that price from current day's prices are, and as you can see, 128%. Nothing wrong with taking a little bit off the table. 10%, as I say, you can use it for the three aspects I explained earlier. Next TP, so this you could easily argue is a range between 4.5 cents and 6.6 cents. As you can see, we bounced around here a little bit in January, February and March. So I think it would be quite a fast move from this area to this area. And the profits from today's prices back to there is about 250% return. Again, if you're not taking profit on there, you probably should take a little bit off just to ease that little bit of stress and emotion. Next one, TP3 up here at just under 10 cents, so about 9.5 cents. Sort of front running that 10-cent big psychological level, and also you can see all these wicks and candle bodies in this area as well. So I think that would be a nice little area to TP. And again, from current day's prices back up to there, you're looking at 400%. Again, 4x on your money. That's a good place to be realizing some profits there. Next one, quite a bit higher, up at sort of 14 cents. Again, you can see this is probably an area we're going to move quite quickly between sort of 9.5 cents and 14 cents. And you can see all these candle wicks and bodies here. Nice area for a TP. And again, from current day's prices, you're looking at 620% return, which is fantastic. Last two. So these wicks from November 2021 are about 17.5 cents. Let's just quickly show you. So from today's prices, 800%. And then finally, my final TP, again, it's all subjective, down to the individual and your own circumstances, but anywhere around here in all-time highs is probably a good place to take profit. I just simply chose this because the candle body closes here in May of 2021, and also just front running all these wicks up here, but basically anywhere sort of between so 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 cents, anywhere in and around there, I think is a pretty good place to be taking some profits. And if we just take a look, current day's prices, return to that, you're looking at 1,100, 10x, which is crazy. If you're not taking profits there, then I think greed is getting the better of you, and you may regret that decision, because as I say in the previous videos, all-time highs are not guaranteed, let alone blasting past them. So you don't want to be that person that round trips a 10x and not have anything to show for it. So yeah, as I say, consider taking those profits and utilizing them how you wish. And even if you take 10% at each stage, so that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, that's 60%. You've still got 40% of your entire bag that you've bought down here in the 1 and 2 cents area, blasting past 30 cents. I mean, come on, 40% of your bag is still going to give you plenty of return. So definitely consider taking some profits along the way. As I say, where those areas are is completely up to you. This is illustration purposes only. Finally then, let's get into the BTC pair side of things. So again, we're going to work off the monthly on this one. And again, we've got quite a nice clean monthly range that we've just broken back into. Well, we broke back into it in the summer in July. And as you can see, this monthly range high, in fact, if we zoom in a little bit, still acting as resistance, as you see, about 65 sats. So I really like Vechain, so I invested in Vechain in the last bull market, and it fantastic BTC returns in terms of multiples. So as you see, we're only 2 digits in the Satoshi, so these can, you can double, triple, quadruple your Bitcoin stack quite easily. High percentage return. So as you can see in this monthly range, buying anywhere in here I think is fantastic. Anywhere between 35 and 65 sats is a fantastic return if you consider that the all-time highs is 470 sats. So let's just take a quick look. Actually, from today, return to all-time highs, you're looking at almost 800%, 8 times your Bitcoin. That's a fantastic return. And as I say, anywhere in between here and down to 35. So could it go lower? Absolutely. Bitcoin dominance is still looking pretty strong. ETH BTC still looking pretty weak. Not today, obviously, but that's a very small blip in what's happened over the past several months. Could we come back down and retest 35 sats? Absolutely. But if you do, then that is an excellent opportunity in my personal opinion. So, bullish and bearish signs are pretty obvious. A break above this monthly range high and a hold, then I think we go on the run. Could we break down to the monthly range low? Absolutely. If we break below the range low, then that could mean even lower prices, but I doubt we get that low. I think what is a possibility is we get some sort of big wick or a close below and then a deviation straight back inside. That would be a very bullish signal indeed. So keep a watch out for that. But anywhere in this range, I think, is a good buying opportunity. So let's take a look at some TP areas that I've got marked out on this chart. So first one, as I say, if we break out this monthly range high, I think it's going to be a very quick run up to this area of 120-ish sats. You can see clear level of support and resistance all throughout its history, and a quick look at what that would be. That's a 2x on your Bitcoin, 118%, absolutely fantastic. Next one, again, you can argue this is a range between 120 sats and 184 sats, so it could be quite a quick move. There's no real levels. You could argue there's that mid-range there or thereabouts at 150 sats, but I think price will move quite quickly. So from today's prices up to that second TP area, 230%, as I say, around 180 sats. 3 more. This one, nice, clear, obvious. It's where these 3 candle bodies closed or opened and closed on July, August, September 2021, and a spike there in November 21 as well, around 260 sats. Let's go take a look at what that is. That's a 370 or 380% return. Final 2, pretty obvious. Candle body closes here at 350 sats. Nice clean round number, and that's another option you've got in terms of taking profits. You can just use big round numbers. You can say, right, every 1 cent or every 3 cents Vechain climbs, I'm going to take some out, or every 100 sats, something like that. Nice and simple, but as long as you're taking profits along the way, then you can't go far wrong. But to return today's prices up to 355 sats is 538% return. And then finally, the last TP is pretty obvious. Anywhere up here in these spikes, anywhere from sort of 400 to 470 sats. I've just got it marked out there. It's the top of this spike from May, and not quite the all-time highs because it may get front run. But yeah, what we're looking at, a return to that is 700%, 7x on your Bitcoin. Absolutely incredible return. Great risk reward. So again, if you took 10, 20, 30, 40, 50%, you've still got 50% riding, and you've already made it 8x. So absolutely fantastic. Now, the word of warning I always use on these videos is ADA BTC, again, for taking profits, because as you can see, the 2017-2018 bull market, or 2017 bull market, we reached 8,800 sats on ADA. In 2021 bull market, we only made it to 6,000 sats. So as I say, all-time highs aren't guaranteed, let alone blasting past it. Take some profits along the way, because you don't want to be that person that round trips. And as I say, even if it's not to cash out, you can still use it to either reinvest on the dips or diversify into another project. So take profits along the way, and as I say, you won't go too far wrong. But hope you enjoyed the video. I think Vechain's a pretty good project. Obviously, completely up to you if you want to invest, do your own research, all that good stuff. And join me next week where we go over another pair. Drop in the comments below if there's any pairs in particular you'd like us to cover, and we will get to it. But apart from that, like and subscribe. See you on the next one.